push through, all right? I've been reading about marathon runners for a while, and I never understood the concept of hitting the wall until I read about marathon, the story of marathon runners. And apparently it's a well-described phenomenon, hitting the wall. So the marathon is about, 40 kilometers. I don't know what it is in miles, maybe 30-something miles, or 26 miles. We use kilometers. And about 30 kilometers, most marathon runners would have depleted all their glycogen stores. So they start converting lipids and other proteins into energy. And that's a very inefficient process. So if you ask most marathon runners, about 2/3 of the way, they lose everything. Their concentration drops, they start producing a lot of lactic acid, the muscles are sore. It's a struggle. And it's described as hitting the wall. The reality is that that's what most of us face. Now I'm talking to you who has clarity. I'm not talking to the person who is confused. Go for Dr. Sam's coaching. You don't know what you want to do? Speak to him. All right, and he'll give you a special TLC discount. That's different. Now you know what you want to do. You're motivated enough to know. You know your why. You started, but last year you tried it, you failed, you gave up because you hit the wall. What I'm telling you is that this is a reality that most of us face, and the reason why a lot of us stop executing is because we've hit the wall. How can we overcome and push through this wall? Even the most elite of performers, the most elite of athletes face this. I was reading about Florence Chadwick, the first woman to swim across the English Channel. This woman tried it the first time and she failed. Her mom was in the boat encouraging her, go on with our coach and with the doctor, and they were saying, go on Florence, go on flow. But she said, no, I can't do it. She said the cold water was like a knife piercing through her skin. It was painful. When she got out, she was just a few meters from the finish line. She did not realize how close she was to the finish line. She hit the wall and she had to give up. So the next time, you know what she did? She went to the finish line. She started from France, not England this time around. And she created a mental picture of the future she wanted. So she went back and she tried it again. This time around, when faced with the same situation, she found that energy. Because she brought back into mind the picture of the finish line. Because when they swim across the channel, it's usually in the dark and you can't see the end. All you see is just water. But she said, I just kept seeing the finish line. And with every stroke, I kept pushing until she got there. Are you understanding me? What she was doing was to activate the reward centers in her brain, flood her brain with dopamine, and get herself out of that depth, out of that deep, in order for her to reach a goal. She pushed against the wall. Are you understanding what I'm saying?